Welcome to another episode of Workout Wisconsin. I'm your host, Reggie Davis, here on location at our title sponsor, Carbon World Health. Coming up on today's show, we're going to have Cassie V from Lexington Fitness. She's going to help us relieve some pain. She's got some exercises that she would like to show us. Also, Josh Trowbridge from Trowbridge Martial Art. We're going to learn about children's self-defense. Then we're going to have Jonathan Oates from SUPS here in Madison. Then we're going to finish our episode off with a visit from Russ Beyer talking about body composition from Carbon World Health. Stay tuned, lots coming up here on Workout Wisconsin. I'm your host, Reggie Davis, and you're watching us right here on Wisconsin's Channel 57. Welcome back to Workout Wisconsin. I'm your host, Reggie Davis, here on location at our title sponsor, Carbon World Health. Right now, we're going to get into pain relieving. Every time you work out, you might get those aches and pains. Elbows, knees, back, shoulder. There's all kinds of areas on the body where you can get a little bit of pain. And right now, I'm joined by Cassie V from Lexington Fitness. How are you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having me again.
So you're going to go ahead and show us ways to relieve pain within the body relating to exercise. Is there any kind of exercises that you have today that you would like to show?
Absolutely. We're going to do quite a bit. I really enjoy looking at the way people move and stand and hold themselves. I can usually tell right away just by the way they stand and move what parts of their body are probably injured.
Is there somewhere on my body where am I standing correctly? Or?
Actually, you look really good. You're an athlete, so I think
Thank you. I appreciate
probably
that.
a natural-born athlete, so you probably don't have a lot of things. But I'd like to show a demonstration with the pelvis. You can use your pelvis to relieve tight hamstrings and a tight lower back. People with low back injuries or just low back pain, I always like to show them this first. So you would be standing with your knees kind of soft, about shoulder width apart, and hands on your hips. The pelvis actually moves more than most people realize, and so you can try this too. Yeah, you'd be tucking your pelvis under and pulling it back. A lot of people don't even know what I mean by that because their hips are so tight and they probably have a lot of low back pain and tight hamstrings. So soft knees, tuck that pelvis under. I always say like a dog tucking his tail between his legs, and then pull the pelvis back. This will stretch your hamstrings as well. So that's one thing. Another exercise I like to do to stretch the hip flexors, and the hip flexors are in your quadriceps and deep in your psoas in like the crotch area. And this is a little bit more complicated. It helps to have something to put your feet up on. You can try this too, because I know you can move, Reggie. I've seen you on your rhythmic agility. So you tuck your pelvis under and then have your back leg perfect, just like it is. Get up on your back toes, pelvis tucked, and drop down. You're gonna really feel that in your quadriceps. Come on back up. Keep your pelvis tucked. Drive that heel into the floor. So you're straightening that back leg, heel on the floor with your pelvis tucked. And that gets deep into that psoas, helping stretch some of those muscles that are deeply connected to your spine. So where else? Do you have any other injuries that you are?
Back, lower back.
Lower back. Okay, once again, that was tucking that tailbone under.
Okay.
And I know you can do it because I've seen you, like I said, on
Right.
rhythmic agility. And people just have to find their inner stripper and really just move that pelvis around. And because they don't realize how much connection with your pelvis is to your lower back. So do that, and then let's see, for shoulders.
Shoulders, yes.
Yeah. So I still like to tuck that pelvis under and stretching all that low back, and then reach around and out, and then grab that wrist, pulling out that shoulder joint. So try that. So tuck your back.
So tuck your back.
Yeah, tuck it under and reach away. There you go. So now you should feel this nice stretch all down your back. Grab with your other hand and pull that shoulder joint across your body. Great. So now reach out, roll the hand back, roll it forward, roll it as far as you can until that thumb goes all the way around, really working that shoulder joint. And now back, keep going, forward, and back. Good. And then I always say make a halo around your head. Yeah. Now go the other way.
Is this working on my inner stripper too?
Yes, definitely. That's your pole dance.
Oh, what about the elbow as well?
Okay, one thing people don't seem to do is stretch their arm out as far as they can. So simple exercises where you're stretching the arm up as far as you can. Reach overhead, grab that wrist and pull. So you'll open up the elbow joint as well as the shoulder joint. And then you can also do it across the front again and pull.
Well, I feel
looser
looser
already?
right now. I feel like I got a little bit of pain taken care of. I'd like to appreciate you coming in today and showing us ways to relieve pain when it comes to working out. Make sure you check out Cassie Veith with LexingtonFitness.com, correct?
Yep.
All right. More to come here on Workout Wisconsin. We're on location at Carbon World Health, our title sponsor. I'm Reggie Davis, right here on Channel 57. Welcome back to Workout Wisconsin. Here on location, our title sponsor, Carbon World Health. We're now going to get into children's self-defense here with Josh Trowbridge from Trowbridge Martial Arts and his son here, Brandon Lee. How you guys doing today?
Good. How about you?
So Josh, I'm doing pretty good actually. So let's get into this right now. What age is appropriate for kids to start self-defense?
Basically, we start them at 4 years old and up. We put them on a trial. I've even taken 3-year-olds. We'll put them on like a month trial and see how they react. Sometimes the 3-year-olds do better than 10-year-olds.
So he has a green belt on. Like, could he kick my butt right now if he really wanted to? I couldn't you? You probably kick me. See, this is what you train him to, take down guys like me?
He started at 3. He started the same age I did, so I started when he was about 3 years old.
And he's 10, so 7 years of training in martial arts and you're just ready to go, huh?
He's a little shy today.
So what kind of moves do you teach kids at this age?
Basically, the kids start the same as the adults. They start with all the basic stances and kicks and punches, and we do some of the self-defense. The kids are spread out a little more. Beings, the memory and the physical ability is not going to be there, so we spend a lot of time on development, and that's the biggest part with the kids is hand-eye coordination, the mental awareness development. We've had kids that are slow on maybe learning disabilities that actually their teachers will even come to us and start recommending kids to come train.
Oh, that's pretty good. Is there any moves that you could show us, Brandon, could show us here today?
Definitely. We'll do the
what you got for us, Brandon? Let's see what you got.
One of the basic ones, if you want to try it with me, you can too. This is one of the basic things.
No, last time I tried something with you, you tried to break my wrist. Okay.
Nobody's touching this time.
Okay,
You might not look the greatest after you're done, but we'll see. So what we're going to do is, this is one of the developmental stages that we do, is just chambering up for our knee. So he's going to show you how to chamber up his knee.
Back up for a little bit.
Nope, he's just going to go ahead. So just like a front snap kick. So he's going to bring his knee up, and this is basically how he's going to stand. So we'll actually play games and have contests on who can stay longer. We'll even try on who can beat the instructors, and we have different variations of that as they go up. But that's one of those that is going to develop balance, the coordination, and it's simple enough to understand, but it's not that easy to do.
Right. Is there any kind of like kicks and punches? Because I know parents, especially being a parent myself, you feel cautious about having a kid go through self-defense because you're afraid they might use them on other kids. Is there a way that you guys teach that so they don't?
Brandon, so everybody can hear you, what's the number one rule of karate?
Not use it on other people.
So we have a rule that you do not abuse karate. So I actually have, and it doesn't matter if it's kids or adults, first thing I tell everybody is if I ever hear that they start a fight, they're gone, period. So, and then kids even, I actually have report cards with the parents, report cards with the schools. So if they're not doing their chores at home, if they're not listening to their parents, then they get held back from testing until they're doing those at home. So it's one of those where because the first rule is respect. So it's respect yourself is what I teach first, and by byproduct is they're gonna respect others.
Very good, I like that, don't use it against others. It's very good. So has he got any other moves he would like to show us here today?
Yep. And some of the hand-eye coordination, it comes out in our kicks. So basically, if he was going to be here, for an adult to even reach out with their hand, sometimes is hard, let alone your foot. So torichigi, it's a roundhouse. So if he's going to come through to touch that white part, but
That's quick.
So there's balance to go out, to come back, and everywhere in between. And it's not about how hard they can hit, it's the touch.
Right.
So it's just like with a hand trying to grab, if you see the old, kung fu movies,
Right.
to take the coin out of their hand.
Right.
That kind of philosophy of the laser-guided hand-eye coordination.
So he's got any I want to see him do a cool move. I want to see what a 10-year-old can do. You got something real cool you can show me?
Do you want to do backspin? He likes his backspin.
Do not mess with this 10-year-old, please don't. I appreciate Brandon Lee coming out, Josh Trowbridge Martial Arts, Children's Self-Defense. Make sure you go ahead and check out his facility. Stay tuned, we got more coming up here on Workout Wisconsin, on location at Carbon World Health. I'm Reggie Davis here on Channel 57. Welcome back to Workout Wisconsin. I'm your host, Reggie Davis, here on location at our title sponsor, Carbon World Health. We're now going to talk about
proprietary blends.
Yeah, there's some words I just can't say that I have people help me with.
I'll just say it the entire time.
Yes. I'm joined by John Oates from a Supplement Store. So, what are
proprietary blends? So proprietary blends are essentially supplement companies' attempt to put as many ingredients into a product as they can without disclosing the dosages. So this is kind of a technique that the older supplement companies would use a lot. They'd essentially toss a bunch of different ingredients in there, and they'd put overall so you say you have 10 ingredients, and they'd say, well, these 10 ingredients make up this amount of the product, and that's what essentially a proprietary blend is. And maybe they'd give it like a fancy name like the Energy Complex or something like that. But that's a trend that's kind of falling away nowadays, and something that we don't like to recommend a lot when it comes to supplements.
So there must be a reason why they're bad.
Yes, proprietary blends are bad because you don't know what's going in there. Common technique that used to be more common. It's called pixie dusting. So what pixie dusting is essentially when companies, like I said, they'll take 20, 30 different ingredients, they'll put them in their product, and the customer thinks that they're getting all these great quality ingredients, but the actual makeup is unknown, so they could be putting a little tiny pixie dust blend in there.
Is there any kind of supplements that actually uses proprietary blends?
Yeah. So there's a few brands that we carry, and it's becoming more and more common now for companies to do what's known as full disclosure blends. And that's essentially where they have the supplement facts label, and they'll list each supplement and the dosages. And some will even go so far as to list out flavorings and all the different things, fillers, whatever, that are in it. So.
Okay, so we're on this topic, and there's also, you told me there's something called full disclosures. What is that?
Yeah, full disclosure is just where you have each and every ingredient outlined. So say you're having a pre-workout with caffeine in it, they would list the caffeine and the content, which I think caffeine's probably a bad example because you have to list it anyways, but we'll say synephrine. Synephrine is another stimulant, and the company might list out there's 50 milligrams in it, as opposed to listing it in there with the caffeine and all that, so you don't know exactly how much of everything you're getting.
So there's benefits to the reason why companies are doing this and then putting this extra stuff in these supplements. I heard you explain a little bit. What is the real reason behind all this?
It's the money. So this is a way for companies to put practically nothing in the products. Maybe say a pre-workout where somebody's trying to get some energy. They'll just put some cheap caffeine in there and a bunch of other little ingredients that don't cost them anything, and call it a supplement. So marketing. So marketing heavy, they'll just call it the best pre-workout ever because it just gives people energy, but there's nothing that's actually going to help you in it. So it's just a way for them to make their supplement look like it's above board without actually putting in the actual cost of ingredients.
And they don't even put this on the label, correct?
Well, they put what's in there, but they don't disclose anything of what's in it. And there's also problems with, you have to be very careful of which brands you're choosing.
Right.
Because some supplement brands operate a little bit shady and don't always, meet their label claims. So there could be, all these ingredients in there, and maybe they don't even put some of them in.
How does something like that get into the market if it's...
Well, a lot of people point to the regulations of the supplement industry, but what we're finding more and more is that there's actually, the regulations are in place, however, they're just not enforced. So you can have as many regulations as you want, but the FDA isn't really going in and enforcing these and taking a close look at all the different brands out there, which there is a lot, granted. So there's a large body of work to really keep up with all these brands and what they're coming out with.
Well, with your company, what does Subs recommend as good supplements for you?
So we have several full disclosure blends of supplements. Like I said, it's becoming more and more common you know, the more cutting edge brands are doing it now. The first to do it was actually a brand called NutraBio, which we feature very heavily, and they've been doing full disclosure blends for over 10 years, which is way longer than anyone else has. But you know, we like to feature the full disclosure blends, and you know, a lot of people, even when it is full disclosure, a lot of times people don't know how to read a supplement facts label, and that's where we come in, where you can come in and tell us what your goals are, and we can tell you, well, you know, this product, say, has, you know, say you want a pre-workout and you want something that's actually going to help your lifts. So you can come in and we can say, well, this product has 8 grams of citrulline in it, so that's what you want. You know, that's going to give you a good pump. It's going to increase blood flow, and we can help you out that way.
All right. Thank you for stopping by, John.
Thanks a lot.
Check out Jonathan Oates at Subs Madison. What's your location again?
1710 Egan Road, and we're over on Allen Boulevard in Middleton.
All right, check them out. This is Workout Wisconsin on location at Carbon World Health. I'm your host, Reggie Davis, right here on Channel 57. Welcome back to Workout Wisconsin. I'm your host, Reggie Davis, here on location at our title sponsor, Carbon World Health. We're now joined by Russ Beyer, one of the co-founders of Carbon World Health. How you doing, man?
Good, I'm good. How you doing today?
We're doing good, man. We've known each other for years. So today we're going to talk about body composition. What exactly is that?
Well, your body composition becomes pretty important. Basically, what we want to take a look at with body composition is how safely to lose weight and understanding really where the weight is coming from when we're kind of dealing with weight loss issues.
What is one of the things here at Carbon World Health that you can assist with that?
Well, kind of one of the biggest things that we do is, number one, tracking is important. When you're looking for a gym, especially if your weight loss goals are grand, 50 pounds or more, look for somebody who really tracks those things on a daily basis, because when we really look at metabolism and body composition, they kind of coincide. As we burn more calories, as we get fitter, we're gonna actually change our body composition or how much energy we need on a daily basis. So the one thing that we do here at Carbon World Health is our 8-point biometric scan with our in-body scale. Does a great job at showing you every single day of the week when you come in, where you're at, how things are responding, and we're able to kind of take a look back at the kind of the medical aspects of those too. If your body's not responding to the right environment, all right, which we create with our fitness solutions, there's something going on. All right, there's an underlying health issue. There's something happening there. We can fix those very easily, and then we're right back on the road, so to speak.
You brought up environment. What do you mean by environment? What kind of environment are we referring to here?
When you get into kind of more of a weight loss or a fitness aspect, I guess that's going to be what I'm considering the environment. There's a number of different precursors that are there. You know, are you warming up correctly? Are you taking the right steps to understand, hey, am I losing muscle tissue or am I losing fat mass? That's basically what I'm saying with environment.
Okay, you're the fitness director here. How is this related to working out, say, for the type of drills that you run here within the facility?
That's actually a great question. We start out with first taking a look at harmoniously considering every single aspect that we have in our daily lives right now. If we're stressed, if we have things going on at work, if it was a struggle just to get here, those things can all kind of basically create a roadblock for your goals. We, again, use our in-body 8-point biometric scan to make sure we're taking a look at that. If you're stressed out, number one, we're gonna see it through heart rate monitoring, our biometrics monitoring that we do here with every single session. And then we'll also be able to relate that right back to our in-body scale. And then if we have to take another step, if things aren't kind of happening in line, then we're gonna actually take them back to the MedGem and do a VO2 breathe test on them, which the MedGem is actually what you see on The Biggest Loser. And we're able to really take a look at individually where your metabolism is at. Okay, and that all relates right back to your body composition on how much fuel versus how much kind of motor or energy that we are expending.
So pretty much what you're saying, and I'm understanding here, there's all different types of factors that can play into your body composition and also your energy into working out, the stress, not getting enough sleep, you're not eating right. There's all these things that can be contributed to your body composition, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So you need to check out Carbon World Health because they got a lot of things going on here. Is there anything else you would like to add relating to the body composition?
Not necessarily. Again, when you're out there looking for something that's a perfect fit for your goals, make sure that you are asking those questions. Hey, what do you do about my metabolism? How do you track it? And how can I get rewarded from it?
Russ Beyer, Carbon World Health Fitness Director. Our title sponsor here for A Workout Wisconsin on location. Stay tuned, we got more coming up. I'm your host, Reggie Davis, right here on Wisconsin's Channel 57. Finishing up another episode of Workout Wisconsin. I'm your host, Reggie Davis, here on location at Carbon World Health. We just had a visit from Cassie V from Lexington Fitness talking about all kinds of ways to relieve pain. You saw some of the exercises she taught us. Make sure you use those if you need them to relieve some pain. Also, we got some children's self-defense from Josh Trowbridge and Trowbridge Martial Arts. A visit from Jonathan Oates from SUPS. And then we finish it up learning about body composition from Russ Beyer here at Carbon World Health. Stay tuned, lots more coming up all week long here on Workout Wisconsin. I'm your host, Reggie Davis, right here on Wisconsin's Channel 57.